So we're here with Barbara of the Wool Shed in Worcester.
Yep.
Pronounced it right this time. Okay, so we came by here a couple days ago, and I was really impressed that you had your own local fiber, not just stuff that other people around here made, but you spin and dye.
Yes, exactly.
Your own stuff.
Mhm.
How long have you been raising fiber animals to do this?
I started with rabbits back in 2001, right after I opened the shop. And then when we moved here in 2002, we added the cashmere goats, the sheep, the llama came next, and then we are now on our second generation of sheep born on our farm.
Oh yeah, we saw the little baby.
We saw the lambs.
day.
Yep, those are our second generation. The mothers were the first lambs we ever had born here.
Oh wow.
So it was very exciting.
That's pretty
So,
cool.
yeah.
So you opened up the shop before you started raising the animals.
I did. Yep.
Were you already spinning and dyeing at that point?
At that point, I learned how to spin maybe the fall before I bought an existing business. I quit my full-time job with no idea what I was going to do. And then I just had it and I quit. I was in the process of buying a spinning wheel from someone, and she was getting ready to sell her business. And she ran through her inventory, and she quoted a price, and my husband said, "Barbara, we'll buy it." And I did. And I ended up with her. So her basic inventory, a lot of that was local wool, and I just, expanded it from there.
So what did you do before you were a fiber retailer?
I was the licensing coordinator for Equity Services, an insurance-affiliated broker-dealer. I got insurance agents licensed with the NASD to sell securities.
Wow. So you went from like a very hardcore, structured, right brain sort of activity to something much more touchy-feely.
Definitely. And I haven't looked back or missed it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like you're feeling much depression on the show.
No, not at all. No depression, no nothing. It was surprising the stress that left when I quit that job. It was just, I used to keep a notepad by my bed to make notes when I woke up in the middle of the night of what I had to do at my job the next day.
Wow.
I hated it. So.
But I guess that level of structure probably served you well in managing and running your own business.
Definitely. I learned a lot from it, and I loved doing what I did. And I love doing what I'm doing now.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's a good progression.
It's been a lot of fun.
So, what got you interested in fiber arts?
I've been a knitter. I learned when I was a little kid, from my grandmother and everything, and then it kind of went away. And I picked it up again when we lived in Maine. I learned how to knit, and all of a sudden, I never quit. And I got, start out. And then my husband bought me this great wool yarn for Christmas, and it just took off from there. And I ended up working in a yarn shop in Portland, Maine for a while, and then I always wanted to learn how to spin, always. And we bought a house up in northern Maine on the Canadian border out in the middle of nowhere, and right next to our house was this little shop, local store that sold everything under the sun, plus she was a spinner, sold spinning wheels, fiber, the whole works. Wow. And she taught me how to spin.
Oh, cool.
And it was wonderful. So I bought my wheel from her, and never quit.
So you learned how to spin. You learned how to spin originally on a wheel, not a drop spindle?
Nope, not a drop spindle. I learned on a wheel.
Okay, I tried learning on a drop spindle a while ago, and I could get passable yarn out of it, but just the mechanism of it never quite seemed to suit me, and I've got my grandmother's old wheel, which still needs to be repaired, but once I get that up and running, I want to give it another shot.
I've tried several drop spindles, and I just, I don't spend enough time on it to really get proficient, and I get frustrated and I put it away. When I have my wheel to sit down and work with, I don't want to use a drop spindle. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
So
it's so hard to get into a groove with a drop spindle.
It is. It's just, but I've seen people that are wonderful with it and enjoy it, and that's the only way they spin. And that's fine, but
yeah, I guess it's just a matter of preference. One that works for you best.
Yep. And so I'm very happy with on my wheels.
So did you or your husband have any experience raising animals or livestock before you guys before you bought the business here?
No, none at all.
So you learned on the job?
Well, it was all on the job training.
How has it gone? Have you had any like serious illnesses with any of your animals, or has it gone pretty smoothly?
We had things go very, very smoothly. We lost one lamb last year. We thought she was being a really good mother. She wasn't the first time, so we had the bottle baby, and we thought last year she was doing really well, it seemed to be, and she didn't, and we lost a little lamb. But other than that, and a few rabbits along the way, and we did have to put our llama down in January. But he was quite old, and, you know, we didn't want to see him suffer.
Yeah.
He was a very, very dignified gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
And we just couldn't do it. So, but no, my husband did go to shearing school, and we learned very quickly that shearing is not for him. So he tried, and it just didn't do well. So
Yeah.
we have hire someone much younger to come and shear for us.
Is it a tall, brawny Australian named Sven?
It's actually a tall, skinny boy by the name of Peter.